level. And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we got Father.
Yo, what's up?
We got Shining Wolf.
Shine on. How everybody doing there?
And we got Dion.
My timing is perfect. I just joined the room.
Yeah, I know. I started early so I can get we can just get in on time. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
I'm good.
Doing great.
Cool and
Yeah. They are shooting fireworks right outside my fucking house.
same here, same here. I don't know what everybody's celebrating the way this year's been going.
Yeah, let's not. Well, gentlemen, let's start off with the bullshit. Because unfortunately, today has been a day of bullshit. Um, what the fuck is up with fucking Jada Pinkett's pussy? Let's just start with that. Does anybody
Man.
want to touch? Anybody want to touch on that? Because unfortunately, Jada Smith is up there with Erica Badu with the type of punani that will change your life. And
You got them cougar
what?
tricks.
Oh my God! Yeah, you know what? She done changed August Alsina to a thug to a librarian. The way that nigga look, gentlemen. How do y'all? Gentlemen, how do you feel about the shit that's been going on with Will, Jada, and August Alsina?
Okay, I just want to start by saying I don't care what the scenario was between them. He ain't got no business doing that shit to his hair.
Oh
That's all. That's all. That's all I want to say about that.
my God. I mean, a lot of people was talking about Jada manipulated him because she knew that, he needed a motherly figure or whatever. And he was going through so much shit that, like, when she poured that, like, motherly spirit, it, like, that was it. Like, he was invested. That nigga was in love. And he admitted that shit. So, you know, I gotta at this point, game recognized game. I gotta kind of give props to Jada because that's kind of some G shit. It's kind of fucked up at the same time, but it's kind of G shit that someone could just fall for you like that just because of like your effort, your spirit. And that nigga got to hit, man. Like I said, that hair told it all. He wasn't talking. That hair was talking. He's transformed.
Bruh, I
Never
just
pussy.
okay. So, do y'all even believe that like they're in an open relationship or something like that? That Will and Jada in open? Because I know it's been rumored, and they done. I know one episode of Red Table Talk, he's like denied the rumors, but this kind of looked like an open relationship shit, kind of.
I heard that some years ago. I heard them. I first heard the rumors like some years ago, and there was never really anything to. I never seen anything coming from them to refute it personally. I heard rumors going, back and forth for whatever about them possibly divorcing. Now that they disputed, but yeah, the whole open marriage thing, uh, that's something I couldn't do personally. But
To each his
to each
own.
their own. Yeah, to each their own. To each their own.
You're a selfish man. You're a selfish man.
Extremely.
It's okay. I will admit too. I don't think I could do a open relationship either. How you feel about it, Shining Wolf?
I'm like, so as long as that's something that's agreed between them, I ain't got too much to say about it other than couldn't be me.
I mean, it's a reason that Will Smith himself ain't said nothing yet. So
Hmm.
I heard he confronted him one time. He beat his ass. It was like,
What?
Really?
yeah, it was a. I'll find the picture and show it to y'all. But it was just like it was him on the Instagram. He had his face was kind of swollen. He was like, "Will confronted me and beat my ass." I guess that Ali training was put to work somewhere.
Ollie.
I think that was a joke. Will Smith don't seem like that type of dude.
No, I
Nah,
heard
he
he
do. Nah, he do. He from Philly. That's a nigga.
Yeah, don't
That
let that nice guy
that
be. He's from West Philadelphia, born and raised. It's like nah.
The playground where he spent most of his days.
You know, remember the time he smacked the shit out of that reporter that tried to kiss him?
Yeah,
That's a
and that
nigga.
was a light tap.
Yeah.
I ain't see that.
mm,
Or maybe I did just forgot.
yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I remember that. Some French reporter, I think it was French or some shit. He tried to kiss Will, and he was like, "Hey!" He slapped him twice. He was like, "Don't do that."
Oh,
Don't
the
do
dude too.
it was a
Oh,
dude.
so he double
Mm-mm.
tapped him. So he double tapped him.
Yeah.
No, no,
Now he
I
didn't
don't know
like.
like that.
Okay, he didn't hit him. He didn't hit him to where it hurt, but he hit him to like know that I will fuck you up.
Yeah, it was a warning shot.
Yeah, it was a warning shot, but at the same time, we knew that. Well, Will's about that nigga is from West Philly. I'm sending y'all the picture right now. It's like, look at his face. It looked like he had the mumps or some shit like that.
Oh my god.
Woo, jeez, you know he got
His
fucked up.
lips swollen, his face swollen.
Bruh.
This is
He
a
got
Photoshop.
fucked up.
This is a Photoshop to me.
I don't
This
think
ain't
so.
it. For starters, this ain't the same hair he had when he was talking to that when he was on that interview.
This was years ago. This was years ago. This was. You think this is the
Man,
first time you heard about this shit? He done said August done said this shit before. That's why.
Yeah, I heard about it before too. This was a little
Yeah,
minute
this
ago.
ain't the first time. This ain't the first time, which is why everybody's looking at Jada kind of like with the side eye. And let me
uh,
be frank. Y'all can call and let me just say this just to get out the way. If you want to call this a strong man argument, you can call it that. No one's really bashing Jada. I don't see really nobody bashing Jada. If anything, like niggas are really curious. Nobody's really bad. But at the same time, like I seen his Facebook post, this was Will. And this was like Will doing this instead of Jada. Y'all the damn sure would have like
They were dug in
dug
it.
in his ass.
well,
But I do think I've always said this: if they're in a open relationship, I feel like Will Smith smashing that girl Liza Koshy, allegedly, and this I'm just assuming. I'm not putting nothing out there, but like I've seen that because she's just like they got the same body type or some shit like that. She a little goofier or some shit like that, but that would be my assumption. I'm not putting nothing out there. I'm just assuming. I'm not even saying it's true, but that's what I think.
uh,
So I want to ask y'all this: as like, who you think got it better, Jada Pinkett or Erica Badu?
Badu.
Everybody say Badu. Y'all not giving Jada no chances.
Badu. Nigga. Badu.
You say you got it better. What do you mean by that?
the
who got the
nookie,
best pussy?
who got
Uh,
the?
Probably Badu. He got all those fucking kids.
Badu.
I'm
I
about to
don't
say.
know.
Let me see. I would
Badu
say
got
that.
all
I
them
would say
babies
that
with all them
too.
rappers, man. Come on.
I just said it off of 3 stacks alone. That nigga used to dress like a hood thug nigga to like nigga. What the fuck you put on? That nigga, that joint did change his life too, and all that other
I'm
stuff. I
pretty
thought she
sure.
was gonna get kicked.
I'm pretty sure Erica Badu secretes holy water. That's the only way.
Oh
Matter
God.
of fact, yeah, you can tell because if she has a whole fragrance called Pussy, and it's like it's supposed to like, and I heard that sold out. So you know, niggas is really. Yeah. Also, yeah, I would say this: Erica Badu is one of the only women I know that can have 3 kids by 3 different men, and niggas still want to hit and not have a
Right.
problem with it.
Well,
Just
I
because it's
mean,
Like,
Erica Badu.
I'm,
Literally,
well,
just because it's Erica Badu. That's it.
I don't think hitting never been a problem. They just don't want to commit to it. It's been a problem with committing, but hitting, shit, I could have got 3 kids. Like commit to it, that's a different question.
You know what I think? I think Erica Badu is just a free spirit. She'll have her kids
Oh,
and then she'll keep
definitely.
fucking.
Facts.
oh yeah, most definitely, and everybody loves Badu. Like, it's something about her vibe that people just love about her.
She's just authentic. That's what it is. She
Uh,
just, yeah, authentic.
okay. Any last words before we get on to our next topic?
No.
Somebody say, come
Will
back,
Smith caught them.
come back, baby, come back.
Until Will make a statement, man, I'm just leave that shit alone.
Well,
But what if?
Will has denied it. Will did. He said he ain't no none of that dumb shit going on. He didn't say those words, but he was like he denied that this shit. Jada denied it, and Jada is going to have a red table talk and talk about we need healing for herself. So she's bringing herself to the red table talk.
Oh
Uh,
Lord.
yeah, I know. I was like, someone said please don't make an episode out of this. Jada make an episode out of this. So
Too
you
late.
know Jada does what the fuck yeah, I was about to say Jada does what the fuck she want. So
I feel
I'm
like
on
this is
the
gonna be more of an admission of guilt though if she does this though. I feel like this is gonna be an
all
admission
I
of
know
guilt.
is the plot thickens. So that's all I'm gonna say. The plot
Let,
thickens.
let's leave this alone for now and see what happens with this next red table talk.
Yeah, because I haven't been this interested in a long time off of people's business. Damn this Rona. God damn this Rona. Anyway, have y'all been hearing what's been going on in the Smash/FGC community?
Yes, sir.
For those who don't know, like for some reason today of all days, a lot of exposing has been going on in the Smash community, where it's had to deal with a lot of pedophilia and a lot of underage kids going to hotels and like they getting smashed off and all that other stuff. We got one of the faces of Evo um doing some pedophile shit, like getting young boys to show their penis to him or something like that for $20 or some shit like that. Who is now like been let off, by the way. So they like got him the fuck out of it. And now Evo is canceled. There goes my fucking weekend. So gentlemen, how do y'all feel about all this exposing and shit that's been going on?
Mm.
Doesn't surprise me one motherfucking bit. As y'all know, I have consistently called out the bullshit, not just in the Smash community, not just in the FGC, but gaming in general. They better be lucky it was just the FGC and the Smash community. I'm pretty sure if you look deep within the gaming community, all your favorite streamers and shit, all of them touch those. Oh, bro, I'm telling you, these motherfuckers, the way they be memeing about shit, like, have you really sat down to see what type of shit they meme about? Like in them little Discord groups that they be having, and then they be on Twitch, and then they be seeing certain shit, and then they react a certain way, bro. All that shit's connected, bro. These are the outcasts of society, and these people group up together. They get these little weird ass fetishes and shit because they know they're not getting no play from no real women or whatever. So they get in these little groups, you know what I'm saying? And then they just get it on and popping with each other. And it don't even matter how young or old it is, because they're not getting shit anyway. So it might as well just get it from that little boy or that little girl. Oh shit, he winning, she winning. I ain't never got this
But what's the
type of
case for
attention
what's
before.
the case for that
Boom.
woman?
Which one?
Her
What
name
was
is
the case for
Senpai.
that woman? For
I think
senpai,
her
what's
name
the
is
case for senpai?
yes.
Yeah, like, bruh. I
She could get
saw
it from
all of this shit coming.
yeah,
Honestly, I
senpai.
saw
She
all
could
of
get it. I
this
think
shit
senpai
coming.
could get it from anybody because she fine. So I don't know
Yeah.
why she
Yeah,
went to little
but
boy.
like,
Nah, she pretty fine.
like, yeah, but Clarence, you know what I'm talking about, because like we be going to cons and we be seeing some people like that. Like,
Oh yeah.
that motherfuckers into some weird shit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
The nerd community full of fucking weirdos.
Yeah,
Full of them. They are not even
Let's see.
remotely normal. Like I thought I was weird. I'm like, I'm pretty normal compared to these motherfuckers.
I
So
mean, there's different kinds and different levels of weird for one,
yeah.
and for two, what what we're not going to do is sit here and pretend like it's not predators and like you said a moment ago, like the gaming community as a whole. We're not, and I'm an avid gamer, but it's like I don't talk to kids. I don't talk to teenagers when I'm on my games. Most of the motherfuckers I game with is my age, maybe older. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Just because I don't want to be lumped in with them cats. I don't want to be in a game with somebody's 15-year-old kid, and you know, some shit pop off, somebody jump in the party, say the wrong thing. Now I got somebody
Personal
coming at my
opinion.
head. I ain't doing say nothing, but I got somebody coming at my head just for fucking being there when the bullshit happened. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm just like, okay, let me stay away from this shit. You know what I'm saying? But also though, like you said, these is cats who basically like gaming is their life. You know, they done built their whole life, careers, and everything else, you know, around, you know, playing video games. We all, you know, anyone who knows anything about this knows is actually big money in, you know, the competitive gaming scene. You know, is all kinds of cash prizes that get dished out for a lot of these competitions and events and shit. But that's neither here nor there. These is cats that really like this is what they do and they have no life outside of that. So it's like, are we surprised when they pop up in some weird shit?
Hell no.
No, surprising.
But like I've been peeped that shit because like I've been gaming like in GameSpot lobbies like back in the early 2000s and shit. So like when I tell you like most of my childhood was like in gaming and like in those little
Facts.
servers and shit. So I know the mentality. I know how this shit evolved. I know how it got to this point because like I've always been there. That's why I took a step back. Because I took a step back because not only is a motherfuckers pedophiles and rapists and shit like that and make fun of it, these motherfuckers are racist as hell too. So it's all that shit combined into one.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I don't understand why she was going after fucking 14-year-old boy because she was like 24 at the time. She could have probably had any one
Yeah.
of those nerd niggas. She probably could have had any one of those nerd niggas that she wanted up in that room. Pretty much.
Oh
Um,
no, she was definitely pretty enough to
Like
pull
I
me.
just said, bro. Like I just said, bro. These is people they literally just suck their whole existence into gaming. They don't. They don't. The real world is the real world is foreign to them, dog.
mm, that's
That's
true.
pretty much the best way I could put it. So in their head, for real, when you think about I'm pretty sure they don't think that what they're doing is wrong.
Mm,
Uh, I don't know. I read a couple of them stories. One of them, the girl, she left her name anonymous, but she was like she met up with one of the bigger Smash players and all that other stuff, the Smash Ultimate players, and she was like 15 and she met him through Tinder, matched through Tinder, and he got her an Uber, and then after they met up, he told her that she was like 15. And then he was like, just tell people you 17 or 18 or some shit like that. Next thing you know, she got smashed by the homies and shit, and now she thinks she was grown. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, we all understand that this shit is wrong. Like, overall, this shit is wrong. But it's just like, some of these stories, you kind of look at it, it's just like, yo, why are these minors are around these adults with alcohol and all that other stuff? Because I think there was another one where dude was like, I'm not trying to put his name out there, but he was like, the person he had sex with was underage, but they was both blackout drunk and all that other stuff. So it's just
Oh,
so it's just like when I'm listening to that story, it's just like it sounds bad, and he shouldn't have done it. But it's just like, why is there a minor there? Why is it not
They knew the answer to that is simple. They knew what they was doing.
no, but their parents is not there. Some of these, like, okay, like some of these people, some of these kids that go to these tournaments, they don't go with their parents. They don't like, they're not chaperone at all.
well,
Some of them, they literally 16 going over there with like other people that's just like, I don't want to say the chaperone, but they're like around their age and
military.
they're going to these tournaments and shit. Why isn't there no chaperone or some shit like that? Because now, like, now esports is getting popping. Like, there's gonna be some. You can tell there's gonna be some age restrictions. There's gonna be some like some new rules set and all that shit.
Yeah. Some changes got to pop off, definitely.
First of all,
But
it should have been there. It should have been
but
there in the
right
first
now,
place. Go ahead.
a lot of teenagers don't go places with chaperones. So that people's like after a certain age, your parents let you just go out, you know, willy nilly, pretty much as long as it's not after a certain time frame, like 8 o'clock or after dark or something. But they don't be
Okay,
keeping heavy track on what their kids be doing.
okay. A house party down the street, that's one thing, but Evo is in Vegas, and or like
Oh hell
CEO, that's
no!
in Florida. It's like that's what I'm saying. They're going to out of state, and this shit is happening. It's not even half of this shit is not even local. They're like going to other like tournaments and some shit like that. And
No,
some of this shit is happening.
I don't know. The
Like
parents should know better than
one of the bigger smash. Honestly, one of the bigger smash tournaments is in Laurel, Maryland. It's just
that.
one of the it's in one of the bigger smash. It's like who knows what the fuck's been going on and shit. Is the uh it's just I mean that shit is like that. Okay, one thing I said this. I said whether you believe in God or not, everything needs a fucking cleanse, like a holy water cleanse, and all that other stuff. It's like shit just needs to be. And I'm glad everybody's getting exposed. You know, like, but at the same time, it's just like, why was all this happening in the first place?
Mm. The cleanse ain't going to
Hmm.
fix it. The cleanse is going to resurface again after the cleanse.
Yes. And like I said, and like y'all said, like we've been to these conventions. Shoot, I don't talk to. I'll be honest, like I don't talk to nobody unless I know them, because I remember like the first time I went. It was like first time I went after I got out the Navy. It was like, yo, some of these people look young. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
not
they
even
young.
just like 18. They like 15, 16, young and shit. And then you got all these grown. Then you got mixing with these grown men and all that other stuff. And some of them are really fucking weird. So it's just like I don't want to talk to nobody unless I fucking know them.
Right. That's pretty much how I do this.
Is that you, Brad?
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
What
Oh,
up, Brad? How
yeah.
you
Real
doing?
nigga brain.
Real nigga,
Ladies
Brad.
and
How you doing?
Dude, man, this freaking pandemic. I just got back from work like a couple hours ago, and now I gotta get used to everything and learn new stuff. Just while also getting other stuff on the side. But no, yeah, I'm assuming we're talking about the allegations about the Smash community doing
Mm-hmm.
some
Europe?
unsavory things.
Yes, we are.
Oh yeah.
That was the first thing I heard after get out of work. I was like, "Yo, Brad, you hear what's going on with the Smash players? Like, what are you talking about? Didn't the Smash character announced already? I didn't know this. No, not that.
Damn,
Oh,
Smash Bros just added a new character to the roster too, and damn,
Right.
shit.
This took place like 4 years ago, though, right? Or three, or something like that.
Wait, say that again.
I heard this took place like like three something years ago.
Depends on what situation. A couple of them was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'm
like,
about to go on with I only really know about Senpai. That's the only thing I know about. I don't know about the other stuff.
all I know is she was giving top to a 14-year-old boy, and
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Well,
that was unfortunately other. She was like doing that to other young people too.
yo,
So
wait. So these are from some girls too? Some girls been doing this? I thought so. This wasn't just a
yeah,
dude.
no, the
Yeah.
dude,
yeah.
the
Oh
Senpai's a
yeah, this
female.
rabbit hole runs deep, dog.
She's some light skinned chick. Listen to Smash Bros. Scene. She's like an announcer or something for Smash, sponsored by Nintendo. At that, actually,
Well, there
That's
goes that
wild.
money.
right? There goes that one. Exactly.
Yeah. They end up, yeah, all this shit been ended up canceling Evo, and like because the fucking that the face I don't want to call him the face of Evo. I know who he is, but I really don't want to call him the face of Evo. But he was a well known name. But like he was doing some foul shit. Like Namco had to back out, and now Capcom backed out. Now they just canceled Evo all in general and shit. I was like,
God, jeez.
yeah,
Well, I figured certain stuff wasn't happening because of the pandemic any motherfucking way, but still.
nah. They was doing online tournaments and shit with games with good net code. And like two of the games I was looking forward to was Skullgirls and Killer Instinct. Like I knew this year was going to suck, but I was like, all right, I still look forward to Evo, and I guess that's just me. I just look forward to Evo and all that other shit. So it was just all right. I take what I can get. It,
Shoot.
but
Like,
like that shit is wow.
what provokes you to do this? Jeez. Like, this is Smash Brothers, guys. It's not that serious. I mean, like,
I said they took the whole term cellular and smashed it to a whole fucking new level. That's what
I'm
it's
saying.
Yeah,
That's smash.
yeah, smashing baby brothers. That's what they doing.
No. But let me explain to Brad what I was saying. So what I said earlier was,
You sound
like,
a little muffled.
can y'all hear
yeah,
me?
yeah.
Huh?
You sound a little
Kind of like
muffled.
move closer to the microphone or whatever.
Hello.
okay.
Is it good now?
Yeah, you sound good.
Nah,
Well, it sounded better, but
better, a little bit better.
Um, I'll continue. So, like, I was saying that, like, gaming in general, like gamers in general, a lot of them are like outcasts, and they ain't really get action like that. They ain't get no play like that. So they get into these little groups, and they start feeling each other, experimenting with each other and shit. And it basically, like, that's how it happens. So now they looking at these little kids that's coming up, and because they're not getting much, or they don't get it out there like in the real world. When it comes to like the gaming space and shit like that, bruh, it's a free for all. And it's so,
Mm.
and like this shit is common in like a lot of fucking communities. So like, and this is something that I've witnessed like over the years since being in the damn scene.
Mm.
So
I
like,
mean, I get you. Like, obviously, especially when it comes to the hardcore gamers, there's like different clips. But like, man, God, this year, I just keep thinking, guys,
Yeah, this year has just been a fucking doozy. I think
Mm.
I'm not gonna lie. I woke up today. It was Thursday. I was like, damn. I think even Mother Nature want 2020 to be gone before you know, just saying as much as we do. Did y'all hear about there's like another type of coronavirus flu coming out through pigs or some shit like that?
Yeah, another variation of the swine flu.
It's gonna
is
evolve.
getting a sequel.
I
You
think
know they're
so.
getting a sequel.
I
Yep.
wasn't even
Yeah,
hit for the first one.
China's back at it, bro.
Yeah.
bro. I
China.
said, this is like Madara throwing a moon at you, and then as soon as you hold that one up, you got another fucking moon. He's just coming right behind.
This fall.
I call it swine. I've been calling it swine flu too. So take a nigga on bacon.
Swine
Took a nigga
flu,
on bacon real
So
quick.
swine
how?
chews.
Sorry, so how are they? How are they dealing with the allegations? Exactly? Are they just dropping them all entirely? Like, what is the Smash community gonna do now? Like, I don't know. Is there some? Here's
The
some of the
only
biggest
thing they
players,
can
right?
do is clean house.
But
Yeah,
isn't
the
it
only
some of the
thing they
biggest players?
only thing they can do is clean house. From top to bottom. It's just
But,
really bad.
do you think that how many allegations are there? First of all,
Ugh.
is
I've
it
read at
business?
least
Is it business
five.
empire?
I've read at least
Okay,
five.
sexual related?
Yes, they're all of them are sexual related.
No, okay. Mm. Well, yeah,
I've
yeah, oh, yeah. That's wild. And it's more than one situation where it's a teenager, right?
more than one.
Mm. Well, yeah, they
So
might need to clean house because if it's a bunch of them, they might. I doubt that that's.
I
I
don't
doubt
think
that it's
Nintendo.
false.
I don't think Nintendo is ever going to support the Smash community again.
Well,
I
I don't
mean,
know.
that's Nintendo's game, so
Yeah, like that. I think that's a little extreme. I think a lot more, uh, give a lot more attention to who's in the Smash community, but to actually not really support the extreme, especially when
I
they make.
I understand what you're saying, Brad. But to be real, like Nintendo never really fucked with the Smash community to begin with. Like they had to basically be voted into Evo for that 1 year. And then but like Nintendo never really backed it. And matter of fact, this year they really didn't back it either. So like they
And it's so
really
easy.
like they want like especially like Melee, they didn't give a fuck about Melee. It was the people that gave a fuck about Melee. That's why I had the Evo scene it did. But if it wasn't for that, like Nintendo wouldn't really fucking back it up. Even now, like they don't really back it up like that. They'll more or less give you Mario Maker, or they try to promote Arms until that died, and then like what's now? Yeah, I mean Smash Ultimate, yes, that's their seller, but at the same time, like they look at it as a party game and not really a fighting game.
Well, right. They've always kind of catered more of the casual side of Smash, but they're still a business. They still want people's money. I don't know. It just
Nah. I gotta stop you there. Because if they wanted money, they would fix that goddamn net code.
well,
Right.
Nintendo is like a lot of companies where a couple steps forward, but still some hard steps back. You got to talk about some hard ones. Like if they fix that net code, a lot of their problems would already have been solved. But they're just not. They're still not thinking big picture all the way yet. It's like, oh, everything's fine in Japan. Why do we have to fix it?
That's the problem.
Yeah, Nintendo, very stubborn with a lot of
and
like
we're not
progressive
we're not going to
development.
pretend Japan ain't into some weird things they self over there.
It's
Right.
it's funny how weird Nintendo is on some things. Like they're all right on some places, and then they're just so off on the other.
But they got a lot of creativity when it comes to game development, but they're not very progressive with when I say progressive, I mean with like the technology. They like to keep things like back in like 5 years. They like to keep things like a decade behind pretty much.
Right.
That includes the net codes.
Yeah, that's something that's
I never heard of that.
Nah, they do not give a fuck about their net code.
Yeah.
Like they'll
And
sell
it's
you,
like
they'll sell you Ethernet cables, but never fucking online play. Like
it's like my goddamn Switch. Like every other system connects to my surround sound system easy, real easy. But with the Switch, you gotta go through all this roundabout stuff just to connect surround sound to your system. They like a decade behind on like technology, pretty much, and they seem to be cool with that because people buy it because Mario, Pokemon, Zelda, and stuff. So
And what's
since
funny
that's
about
yeah,
their
people do
first
that,
party game.
but
yeah,
yeah,
it's wild because like they have the money that they can actually upgrade the stuff. Like I know a lot of people don't think they have stuff, but they have a ton of money they're sitting on. This just
hmm
they're actively choosing to focus on other things.
hmm
they're see Nintendo's. I think Nintendo's issue for real, and what I'm about to say is kind of me calling them out for real, for real. They're scared,
hmm
and the reason I say that is because there's been times when they've tried to do certain stuff. They tried to be forward and aggressive and everything, and
hmm
shit did not go well. I'm going to give you
like
a
with
prime
gaming.
example. Hold on. I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm talking about real quick. Who remembers the Virtual Boy?
Oh yeah, that didn't pan out well at all for them.
That shit hurt your eyes.
That see, here's the thing. They they put up a lot of money trying to make that system into like the next thing. I actually had one when I was a kid, and you're right, that thing does a number on your eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of things that was supposed to happen with the virtual boy that just didn't happen. And I'm talking even down to the basics. For starters, what what we ended up getting was really an incomplete system. The shit wasn't supposed to be all red like that, like it was when you looked into that joint. No, they never got around to putting everything that was supposed to go into that system. Not to mention out of the few games that did get released for the thing, I want to say out of like the maybe 15 to 20 games that actually did get released in that short run that it had, the states got about maybe 7 of them.
For
You
good
know what I'm
reason.
saying? There
I
was
get what
just
you're saying.
and it's just they don't want to dump as much money and effort as they did into the virtual boy, and have another failure the way they did. They tried to do something a little different here and there with the what was it, the Wii U. You know,
Yeah,
I like the whole. I kind of like how they did it with the handheld thing with the screen on it, and still being able to see whatever you're doing on the TV and all of that. But the same token, again, it was an incomplete thing. There was components that were supposed to go into that we didn't get. What the Switch is right now is what the Wii U was actually supposed to be.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
that's true.
That's Nintendo's big thing when it comes to you know all the technological whatever not doing certain things and not doing stuff. I get them wanting to focus on gameplay and all of that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it's yeah, because they're so scared to really put effort into like because they're scared to put any like genuine effort into the like graphics and things like that, and some of the other stuff they were trying to do with like the virtual boy, because that's the main thing a lot of their fears come from when it comes to what they haven't been doing with their games. All the debacle that was the virtual boy, where they're not going to put in any genuine effort unless someone there grows a pair of balls and is willing to, you know, take another risk.
hmm
Which
You're
is,
absolutely right.
I, I do feel like there's some like up and coming people projects that like they trying to kick them in the right direction. It's still gonna take a lot of time, but like I get what you mean by that. Do you know how freaking busted Nintendo would be if like they use all that firepower they really have and they still keep the creative stuff going on? Like you can stop them. They're like
I've been said I would love to see like a Mario game in the Unreal 4 engine or the new Unreal engine because I think it
No,
looked real sweet.
let alone a console that not only can give you your favorite Nintendo games, but also hold all your favorite third party stuff that's gonna be crazy good. Like
that would be superior to
they
another
have
system, but at least very close.
like you are you telling me I can play Cyberpunk 2077 and I can play Mario Odyssey 2 or whatever at the same console? Why would I need to buy anything else? you know?
Right.
See,
You're right. You're right.
what
Because they
I
got superior third
feel,
parties.
what I think is going to happen in another maybe 10, 15 years, real talk. What happened to Sega is eventually going to happen to Nintendo.
Go third party?
Yep.
No, nope, no,
I,
nope, nope.
I
Because
think
as big as okay, as right as you are about the risks they do take that don't work, some of the risks they do take they do work. Like the analog sticks, like half of the shit we wouldn't have like the Nintendo, like analog stick, the rumble packs, and hell, even like motion control gaming and shit. Even though that was a gimmick, niggas was trying it with the Connect and all that stuff and the PlayStation moves. Like there was some things that did work for it. Just Dance is still like really selling popular on the Wii in Europe. Like they still make that for the Wii actually. Um, Like there's
Yeah.
some things Nintendo does do right and all that other shit. Like the Switch shit, I feel like that's gonna be the next step in gaming. Like try like having good ass games on like 1080p. I know it's like 720 on the Switch, but like if they ever fix it, it's like having 1080p shit on motherfucking as a handheld. I feel like Nintendo does do stuff right, and like they got too much money to not go bankrupt. Not like Sega.
Yeah,
I mean,
Sega had
Nintendo's
Sega had
extremely
two
good
guns.
stuff, man.
The DS was literally printing the money. That was basically a money printer.
And 3DS too.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
backup, but
The one thing I will say about Nintendo is when it comes to the handheld games or whatever, no one's ever going to be able to compete with Nintendo in that regard, especially with the hybrid monster that you have in the Switch. Nintendo's always going to have the handheld market on lock when it comes to gaming.
Mm-hmm.
If
I mean, yeah, with
anything,
games like
truth be told, with
Pokemon,
the Switch, they just destroyed the handheld side of it for real. Because you
I
could do either
agree.
or with the Switch. They just kind of destroyed it. So
I
now,
agree.
if you're
But
Xbox or PlayStation, I feel like your next big thing in terms of games or whatever, mind you, yeah, they just announced their new systems and whatever. Fine, it is what it is. But I feel like after the PS5 and the X Bone, whatever the fuck Xbox shit is called, I
Xbox
don't fuck
Series
with Xbox.
Xbox Series X.
A
Yeah,
box. That's what it is.
let's just call it the sex box. But anyway, I don't fuck with Xbox. I don't fuck with Xbox. I don't fuck with the Xbox community. But that's a conversation for another day. Um,
Well, Halo, look at you, man.
What was you saying, Father? What was you saying? Hold on, what was you
no, I
saying?
was just saying when it came to like the handhelds, I have to give props to Sony because the PSP was great. The
it,
PSP was great.
It was before its time.
It was before
mhm.
its time. The only thing
But
that really killed it was how expensive everything else was. If you wanted to get a memory card, nigga.
I hated getting those memory cards.
Oh my god. That was like, yeah, it was only really like small shit that kind of like killed it, but that was a great fucking console. That was a great handheld.
Now the goat.
what is it that stopped the next one, the Vita, from being um uh it wasn't a complete failure, but it wasn't as big of a success as other
Timing.
stuff.
It was
So
the
it's
time.
just
It was the time it came out. That's what killed
mm,
it.
mm.
And plus, it was kind of pricey too.
Yeah, it was pricey. Plus, they didn't have a Pokemon game. Like, like Pokemon. Let's be real. Pokemon sells out. Let's be real. And like,
I'm playing
Sony
Pokemon right
needed
now. I'm
Sony
talking to
needed
y'all.
a
I'm playing
Pokemon
Pokemon
game.
right this second.
Nah, but they still had Monster Hunter though, and Monster Hunter was very successful in with the PSP. It was like the most bought game in Japan.
Yeah, but it was also on Nintendo DS.
Yeah, but people preferred the PSP version anyway. So people who had it, that was their most bought game.
Oh
And
well,
Yeah, you're right. But it's like, what was it? What was PlayStation's Hello? What was PlayStation's first person shooter that was supposed to be the Halo killer?
Oh, Killzone?
Yes. Okay, that's like Pokemon is Halo and Monster Hunter is Killzone. That's how I feel about it. Now I don't
that's a
know.
little
I
weird.
I like Monster Hunter, but like a lot of people you're going to get Pokemon before you're getting Monster Hunter.
who just joined?
Someone
I
joined?
don't know. Yeah, I got kicked off somehow.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know. But
The Nintendo likes to keep their systems at a affordable price though too. I think that's why they keep a lot of shit out as well. That's what he said.
thanks.
uh,
I just they
The
nerf.
one, I will say one thing about Nintendo that I feel like they're always going to have an edge over the other consoles in this regard too. Nintendo does care a lot more about their fan base than other people than the other companies.
Yeah, that's true.
In general, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Does anybody care about the controversy that's going? Well, the controversy that's going on with The Last of Us. Does
Yeah,
anybody
What is
care
the
about that?
Those
controversy?
people being
yeah.
mad about how they treated the original characters.
Yeah, how they
Yeah,
treated
I kind of even Angry Joe didn't like the game. He didn't like the story. He was very pissed off about the story. And Angry Joe is usually like with the I guess the popular opinion. He usually with the popular opinion on things. He kind of goes with the devs, I guess, so he can get his his early copies or whatever. But he wasn't feeling this one, which I was kind of surprised. Like
I
I see a lot of normies and a lot of like a lot of gamers online that like it, but a lot of these reviewers ain't feeling it.
I'm not at the end yet, so I can't really say how I feel ultimately overall. But I am feeling like this divide is very similar to a certain movie that came out 2 years ago.
Star
Hmm?
talk
Wars.
about Star Wars.
Yes, this is The Last of Us Part Two. Is I think it's the last Jedi of gaming at this point. It's like, because
Yeah,
You're not
I'll
far off. You're not far off.
like for me right now, for where I am, do like narratively, but the thing was gonna make a break is gonna be the ending when I get there, and I've been trying to avoid spoilers, but I will
I'll try
admit
to explain
that
for you.
I feel that I get what they're trying to say. I don't agree with everything. I do think that they had to balance what people expected and wanted to do.
yeah.
I think we all got past the beginning, so I can easily say, to me, not it's not the fact that he died, but I think how early in the game it was it could have been later. I
It
feel like
was
it
like
could have
false
been later.
advertisement. They kind of advertised it the way like he died later. They made it look like that.
Yeah, but they did that so you can get to know Abby and
Yeah.
well, um, we had to get used to this whole new character we didn't expect. We all expected that Ellie is going to be a major part. It was going to be more Ellie story than anything else. But no one thought that we were going to have such a major story, whole new character that we're just now introduced to, who literally just took out Sony's favorite dad.
Mm.
And I mean, Naughty Dog warned us that not everyone's going to like this game, but they didn't really warn us, if you know what I mean.
They didn't like. I thought Abby was like a side character that you had to go against. I didn't think he was going to be playing her that much. I knew he was going to be playing, but I didn't think he was going to be playing her that much though.
Mm-hmm.
Like you played a good portion of the game with her.
But like the polish of the game can't be denied. Obviously, all the
Oh
actors did
yeah.
a good job. I mean,
It's a beautiful game.
Abby has
Mm.
like one of my favorite female voice actresses in there. I love Laura Bailey, but it's just and even the gameplay. The gameplay you can't not deny. It's still solid. It's still lastable. It really comes down to that narrative, though.
You said Abby was one of your favorite female protagonists in games.
No, I was saying that like Laura Bailey herself, the actress.
Oh, Bailey. Okay.
Yeah, she's played a lot of my favorite like characters from stuff.
Uh, yeah, she's very good. She's very good. What she do.
I'm glad.
So
Yeah, moving on from like what you want to say, Ray.
no, I was about to say like, what did you think? Because at first it seems like they was telling people like, for the people that didn't like it, they was calling them homophobic or transphobic or some shit like that. Where I was looking at it, it's like
Huh?
everybody that didn't like the game, they didn't really care about none of that. It seems like everybody. It seemed like they were just telling you they just didn't like the story, but like, or they didn't like Abby or something like that. Like none of the comments I would see it was like homophobic or transphobic and all that other stuff. But I was wondering why people was going that route. And it seems like they always go that route when people don't like stories like that.
I think when they first announced Lazarus Part Two with that really long and confusing E3, there was still a vocal minority because there are people who either just didn't play the DLC of the first game and just or forgot, or and perhaps maybe there were some people out that were like, I don't like that they're focusing on this. You're ruining my wholesome Christian zombie game. But
Oh, because they made the Christian group that was anti-LGBT or whatever.
which can I just say, like that's I'm tired of that trope. I'm actually really just getting tired of that trope in stories, especially like the twisted and Christian group that things in the name of God. I was like, nah, I'm tired of that story. I get it.
Shame!
Shut up.
Shame!
I know they're just talking about the corrupt people, but still, like it's overdone and meh. But no, real people.
I'm just tired of religion
Talking
getting
like
mixed
versus
into every little thing in general, but that's just me.
Yeah.
You said what now? What'd you say?
He said he
Hello?
was tired of religion being mixed into it, but that's just him.
But
Yeah.
seems like legitimate criticisms are people who are actually talking about what they're doing with the story, the expectations versus reality, and not just because, it just so happens that Ellie's doing a girl, which isn't news, or something like that. Like,
People didn't like
I thought people knew about that though. I thought people knew that she was gay or something like that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they do. They do, but they was critiquing that she ugly though, or that they're very like, I guess, plain looking, below
She
average
was
looking.
plain. She is plain looking. She is very plain looking.
but it's also like this game is about surviving in a dystopian world against clickers and weird zombie people. I'm not worried about
Which
how everyone is.
Ain't nobody gonna be pretty in a post-apocalyptic setting.
Yeah, no one's gonna.
which I
Yeah.
also understand.
You
Which I
you
also
you
No,
kind of
understand.
gotta in an environment like that. You kind of gotta take what you could get.
Yeah, take what
right.
you can get. You get a plain looking character.
You're not gonna have.
But I also say this. Okay, I've also said as a fan of The Walking Dead. Clementine is like my favorite character. She kind of stands out. It's like
Yeah,
I think it's because
it's
of that hat.
classic too.
Yeah, it's like some like even in that like Walking Dead, that's a zombie game and that's a utopia. They don't really dress all that fancy. It's like you recognize Clementine when you see her and all that
Yeah,
stuff. Even as with the hat and all that other stuff. And like just like you tied up the religion thing and like the whole Christian thing, I've always tired of people not liking the game because it's if I don't like the game, it's because of like you being homophobic or transphobic. I think that's a tired old argument because,
right.
like I said, I'm a sucker for a good story. I don't care if the person's gay or not, but I've always said at least make it make sense. Like Joker, like I mean not Joker, but the Harley Quinn show just had like Poison Ivy and Harley just kissing all that other stuff, and like I see people not complaining about
Anyone
that.
who knows comics knows that number one, Harley Quinn is bisexual. She'll damn near fuck anything, and for two, the romantic or sexual whatever relationship between Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn was established decades ago.
like
Yeah,
even
but
back
that's
in
why I
the
said it makes
original,
sense.
It
Like
wasn't.
the
it
original
It wasn't
incarnation.
particularly established a decade ago, but it was hinted at though. And they made it official like maybe like 10 years ago or something like that. But it was definitely hinted
The
at. Like,
point is, it's been a long time, and people been knew it was there. So it's just
right,
stop it.
yeah.
Right.
But that show good. I don't have too many people. I don't have too many people if anybody complain about that show. It's actually
Yeah,
pretty good. I actually
nobody
watched it.
complained about that show. If
I haven't
anything, they
got.
just say how hilarious that show is, and it really is funny. Like
That's
it's very
all it's
funny.
supposed to be. That Harley Quinn is a comical character. Like
Mm-hmm.
you know, take
Actually,
it for what it is, and just enjoy the show.
actually, if you ever like look at her debut in the animated series, she was never supposed to be comical.
I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
she as
She
she
had
evolved, yeah, she
problems.
became a comical character. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember how Harley Quinn was first introduced and all of that. Yeah,
Was
but
supposed to be
you know,
crazily crazy.
I'm
Yeah, she's supposed to be mentally crazy. I think people just kind of like made her comic relief, but yeah, she was. I never got comedy relief out of her. I got to like. She was really fucked up and in a fucked up relationship with another fucked up man. It was just like,
Right. Well, they're trying to
like
compete with they're trying to compete with Deadpool. So yeah.
which is I hate Harley. Like she can have humorous moments, but she wouldn't be Deadpool to me. You know, like I don't like that they're trying to turn her into that, but I know it is what it is.
Yeah.
like she's a female Deadpool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've never really been a big fan of a lot of her other outfits beyond the original one, but
Mhm.
there's some that like grow on me. Like I kind of like what they're doing with the animated series of Harley Quinn. I hate every outfit with the DCEU for her, but self wasn't a bad choice. The
Yeah, they
direction
don't
they
keep it
gave
in the
her,
original color palette.
yeah, like what is she even wearing in Suicide Squad? You know, like I don't care.
Oh, you
I
mean
think,
that movie?
stick with.
yeah,
In other words, they should have stuck her normal color scheme of the red and black.
yeah,
Yeah.
at least
That shit look like some clown shit. Like I guess that's the point. Maybe I don't know, but it looked terrible. That yellow and pink shit she had on,
like
pink and sky
all
blue.
honestly, all the costumes in that movie was bad, but like
Yeah.
that is what it is now. Like the only thing
Well,
that's consistent is
no,
the
the only outfit that like I didn't care for Harley Quinn. The only outfit I can honestly say was actually on point to me was Deadshot.
yeah, I can agree with
You mean in the Suicide Squad movie?
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
but
yeah, and games have other bisexual and trans characters too. Like there's Poison from Street Fighter. Nobody cares about that. Nobody like
oh, me and Ray won't
knocks.
stop
It's
talking about it.
see now that's a whole other thing. That's something that's been talked about so many times over that no one cares anymore. So when it comes to Poison from Street Fighter, that's just been talked. It's been talked about too many times over, and no one cares anymore.
Uh,
I don't
and
That's
know.
what that
People still
is.
kind of care. People still kind of care.
I'm going to say nobody important cares anymore.
I never heard anything about that. And
I
I'd
mean,
be
people.
Well,
There's still people fighting
Poison was
over him.
originally a dude, and then they changed Poison from a dude to a girl, and it started a whole big thing when the change first happened and all of that. And
It's the other way
uh,
around.
Yeah, I
again,
was about
it's
to
one of
say,
those things where you
Flip
done
it
did
the
it
other way
over and
around,
over
deal.
again, and it's just wait, what?
It's the
flip it
other
the
way
other way
around.
around. Deal.
mhm.
She started
She
off
was a
as a woman,
female,
and then they
yeah,
came as a dude.
and then they
Well,
turned her trans.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
like just so specific because they were worried about
Oh,
problems with hitting women, and then they're like, "Well, you're going to make her a she-male. We can't do that either because this is like 80s and 90s. We're not okay with showing that." So they originally just
but that
completely,
that just speaks to the point of how little anyone cares because I didn't even know the full story behind that to be like, oh, okay. It just the fact that people were so big on what gender the character should be was just stupid to me. So after a while, I just stopped following the fucking story.
yeah, we had like, a lot of fanboys like, "Oh, she was originally made to be a girl, so she shouldn't have a dick." And it's like,
It's not like you're going to see her nude. So who gives a fuck?
Nah, but the thing that they said was in American territory she's trans, but if you just play the original Japanese version, she's full female.
Yeah, I heard too. Like in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, they actually had content. They actually had comments from the character because after you like beat a character with another character,
Yeah,
they like make
really
comments.
cool.
Yeah.
they,
Was that very specific character? Like someone said, I think it was right. You said, "Oh, she's not as she seems" or something. So he pretty much hinting that not really a girl.
a lot of those out
Then
because a lot of the LGBT got upset about that. So
yeah,
Capcom was like, "Oh,
but
okay."
yeah, but I had it when they originally had that content though, and then all of a sudden it never popped up again. So I was like, what happened to that one?
And my whole thing is, it's not like he or she is gonna be in the game like flashing their dick around. It's not like they have a special attack where they smack you with their dick. So who gives a fuck?
Could you imagine though?
that's
Right.
what the whip is. The whip is dick. Keep telling y'all the whip is
Yeah.
dick.
But yeah, I have a point though. But then there's Leo and Tekken, which is kind of androgynous. Like I never knew if Leo was a girl or a boy really, and like I'm
And
still
then
kind of confused
and
on
then
it.
there's outfits so you could dress them as either or.
Right.
Mhm.
And then there's that one that looked like a nun in Guilty Gear with the yo-yos. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all played Guilty Gear X2.
I've never played any of the Guilty Gears, so I'm not sure.
You know who that
What
is,
is that?
Father? The nun with the yo-yos? Because I can't remember the name. I know who you're talking about. I just can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Who in what game?
Guilty
Guilty
Gear
Gear.
X2.
Yo-yos. Bridget.
Bridget.
I
Yeah,
think
there
that's
you
it.
go.
Bridget.
Bridget. Yeah. And no one really cares or speaks about that one either. They just know it's a thing and it's in the game. What I
We've
think
been
is, I think,
talking about this for a while.
yeah, I just think that people are kind of. I don't think people just don't like it thrown in their face too much. Like these people who are complaining about it on the internet, I think they feel like the industry is being pretentious about it. So that's why they keep on complaining about it. But in most cases, they don't. In most other cases, they don't care.
Right.
That's the
I
only reason
always
I can
prefer
think of.
right. I guess when it comes to like either race or gender or whatever, I will always prefer a character that was made to be this as
The what?
opposed to like gender or race. I will always prefer a character that was already always made to be from the get go.
Mm-hmm.
A character that was just freshly made and they still happen to develop to be like that. I don't care because new character we're learning to evolve. It's always gets awkward when you take someone that's been established for like an X amount of decades, really new, and you debate on does it make sense, does it not make sense, or
Right.
does it work? Like at least when it comes to comic book stuff, it was the difference between how people reacted with the whole Bobby Drake thing to Powder from Young Justice. Like Powder was still a fresh character that we were learning about, and that was okay. But for Bobby, it was like we've had 60 some odd years of him not being gay.
Right. Oh yeah, decade, like your parents and shit when they was teenagers or some shit. He was around.
I don't care about Bobby Drake, but like I can understand the frustration for people like
Oh, Bobby Drake was my favorite. He was my favorite X-Men for a long time.
But like I don't know, I get the frustration of like this is a character that we saw him as one way for a long time, and then like we got to bend this through in this thing. Like you watch the Family Guy episode, and it's like, you know what? That's a good idea.
Family Guy predicted it.
I think they took.
I just thought about something else too.
Ran with it.
I just thought about something else too. Hold up. I just thought about something else too. Something just dawned on me. So everyone knows that people doing like gender bender versions of characters or whatever, like taking a male character, making a female version of them, or vice versa. That's always been a thing when it comes to comics and other medium. So why are people so shocked that someone decided to make a whole ass transgender character?
It's because it's not the norm. It's not the norm, man.
They feel like media is being
You do
pretentious,
realize
and they're doing it like in
okay, and
one at a time. One at a time. Go ahead, Clark.
All right, like I think people feel like like media is being pretentious about it, and it's not like something that they're just doing like here and there. Like when Iron Man was taken over by Rhodes that one time, I don't think they was doing that type of thing and like back to back like they're doing it nowadays. Nowadays it's like every 4 to 3 months there's a race swap or a gender swap. I think they was doing it like that back then. It had them happening, but it was like spaced out. And now there's a lot of narratives going on. There's a lot of narratives that are going on right now. But I think that some people feel like it's being forced down their throats, so they're having knee-jerk reactions to it instead of being like, oh, there's like a female Thor. Oh well, even though there was a female Thor before, and it was somebody else.
Right.
Like Valkyrie was a female Thor before. But no one cared because there was a narrative that was being pushed out by mass media.
Okay.
All right. Any last words before we get into our next topic?
Can we please go to our
Th-
next topic?
Thank you, because the more we talk about this, the dumber it gets.
Yeah.
And there was no internet back then, so you couldn't hear everybody's opinion. So there's that too.
There was a list that father like got me looking into. There was like a black male privilege checklist and all that other stuff. So
What?
I thought as a group we could like look through this as a group and then like decipher all of these. Like there. Now I don't think we're gonna get to a lot of them, but because there's like 6 pages of this motherfucker, there's a lot. So I was hoping we just get through as much as we can.
Black male privilege.
Yes.
I'll send you the link if you really need to see it.
I feel like I
Take
need
a minute to go through all of them.
because
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
Let's start with the
I
list.
need
Start
a,
with the list.
okay, hold up. I need an actual definition of what the fuck is black male privilege. Let's start
That's
with
why
that.
we got this list. We're gonna
That's why we got this list. I'm about to.
Like,
Are you serious?
It's privileges that you have that black females don't have.
Like
I'm already
number one. Like number one. I don't have to choose my race over my sex in political matters.
That's
What?
not a privilege.
I don't have to choose my race over
Over
political.
my sex and political matters. Brad, you should be able to get it. I just sent it to you.
No, I got it.
I don't know about that one. That one's
Okay, what about number two? When I read African American history textbooks, I will learn mainly about black men.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
You got that one.
hold up. See, you've only read 2 things off the list, and I already want to slap whoever made this list.
Like
And and the reason why I think that's cap is because most of the people will tell you the very first person that they learn when they learn about slavery is Harriet Tubman. That's probably like one of the first people you learn about.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you go further, when you go further, you start learning about the Madam C.J. Walkers, the Ida B. Wells, all like who else?
Shirley Chisholm.
Yeah, her, Bessie Smith,
Rosa Parks.
of course, Rosa Parks, Coretta Scott King. You learn about all of those people.
Touche.
Okay. All right. What about number 3? When I learn about civil rights movement and the Black Power movements, most of the leaders that I will learn about will be black men.
That's true.
I'll pay respect to that one simply because the first 2 names that get thrown out when you talk about civil rights is Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'll give respect to that one.
Marcus
I
Garvey.
agree with this one, but I don't think that's a privilege. I just think it depends on where you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, there was no organization that said men are the only leaders.
Right.
So it kind of just depends where you go.
Yeah,
And I'm
pretty
sure whoever's teaching you, they're going to go on their own order of who let you go after first and second and third. So, yeah, I get you on that.
Okay, I'm gonna go to number 7. I can live my life without ever reading black feminist authors or knowing about black women's history or black women's issues. I feel like that's a you problem.
That's cap.
That's big cat.
That's to me that sounds like a you problem.
As a matter of fact, black men's problems and black women's problems have always been kind of intertwined.
Yep.
Which is I've been saying that, which is why I don't like the divide. It's like I feel like we're all on the bottom.
But all the bottom, we got pretty much the same issues.
I'm still confused on why this is a privilege. Like,
it's not a privilege.
I want to know who made this list.
Why
See,
is
but
it
no, but
privilege?
the thing is, like when we're reading these, like when I think of privilege, I think of something I can benefit from, something that's tangible, something that like will give me a leg up. You telling me I don't have to read Black feminist book doesn't give me a leg up.
Right.
If anything, yeah. If anything, me learn about it, I feel like I learn more about my history from people.
Yeah.
Like, is there what's the law? Am I gaining? What am I losing?
As a
Mhm.
matter of fact, it's a privilege to learn about Black women history because that's my history too.
Mhm.
Number 8, I could be part of a Black liberation organization like the Black Panther Party, where an out rapist, Eldridge Cleaver, can assume leadership positions.
Now this
There
one is
was
super specific.
Wait a minute. What was the huh?
I can be part of a Black liberation organization like the Black Panther Party, where an out, and that's in quotations, out rapist, Eldridge Cleaver, excuse me, can assume leadership positions.
Mhm.
Now there were a couple of. I feel like there were a couple of them that were ran by women. If I'm correct, there's a couple of them that were ran by women, and I don't really know much about Eldridge Cleaver. I was supposed to look up Black Panthers, but I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah,
What y'all
but then
think?
again, that's not a privilege. How do Black men benefit? Like if you have a Black liberation movement, right, and it is alleged that your leader is a rapist, what would you do in that position? Would you risk, the U.S. government dismantling your liberation group in order to, like hold that man accountable, or do you all stay on code? Like on the outside, you're on code, but on the inside, you're like cleaning house type shit. So it's like that's not really a privilege because we're not really benefiting from that. And plus, if a rumor like that or if something like that is alleged and it's out there, the liberation group is done for already.
Hmm.
Because the same shit happened to Malcolm X when niggas was talking about he was bisexual.
Okay,
So what?
we're gonna. Well, you about to say something?
No, it's just the same thing. There's just no gain out of like any of this. I don't know who made
Uh,
this.
Oh, well,
okay,
read number nine. Read
we're
number
about
nine.
to go. We're about to go into beauty. Beauty. Okay, number
Before you
11.
go into beauty, read number 9.
Okay, number
Hold on.
9. I will
Yeah.
make more money than Black women at equal levels of education and occupation.
Don't
Okay.
aren't black men more underemployed than black? Aren't black men more unemployed than black women?
Yes.
Isn't your average black woman making more
It's
money?
it's caught up. It's caught up now to where it was equal, but before then, the unemployment, it was more Black men unemployed than it was Black women.
Yeah, unemployed or underemployed.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I still want to know who the hell wrote this list.
I look.
There's no name. There's
Like
no
I
name.
remember on Oprah, they was gloating about this. Actually, on Oprah, they was gloating about the fact, or talking down to black men about the fact that they were doing better in the world than black men were. Black women were doing better in the world than black men were. I remember the episode. I remember it very vividly.
And I kind of want to talk about something else
We
because
talking about
we
it.
ain't even scratched the surface yet,
We didn't even
Dion.
scratch the surface.
Yeah, let us at least. I was trying to get into beauty. We got to. There's at least something you might have to agree with. Like number 11, I have the ability to define Black women's beauty by European standards in terms of skin tone, hair, and body size. In comparison,
okay,
in
okay,
comparison,
you know what? I'm done.
No, keep going, keep going. This is gonna get.
The more I hear this, the stupider it sounds to me, and it's just like I'm just done.
No, but I understand what they're saying though. They're trying to say that because Black men apparently we fetishize European beauty standards, so all women gotta, wear like weaves and then, we like the light skinned girls and shit like that. That's what it's trying
No,
to say.
I get it to an extent, but like there's one problem I have with it, and that's the body size thing. Like black women are naturally fat. Like I looked at my old family pictures and old pictures from like the 80s. I mean, like from the 80s and from the 70s, 60s, and going on forward back. And most of those black women of like a reasonably young age, like like 40 and going backwards, they weren't obese or super thick either. So I think the whole big thing that the black people think that the black women and black people think that black women are like naturally obese or something or real big. I think that's more of a modern thing.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Father, but in Africa, if you was considered big in it, that was more or less you like had money, right?
It kind of depends on where you go, but like we don't really shame somebody for like being fat unless they were like lazy or some shit. Like you could be fat as long as you was working or some shit, but like if you were just lazy and fat, they'd rather you be fat than lazy.
Yeah.
So
was that like the norm?
Huh?
For people, was that like normal for people to be like real big?
Well,
That's another one. It depends on where you are.
Well, no, because usually, like most of the bigger women that I've seen personally, like were older women. Like they were all in like their 40s and 50s and shit. So like it'll be customary for like if you saw like a big person, it'll be a woman, and then it'll be like the mother or like the auntie or some shit. So it's not really like they're and again, it's not like, really like they're obese. They just like big.
This conversation reminds me of a video I once seen. It's this little kid going on his woman after the woman asked him if he thought she was fat. This little motherfucker said there are 5 fat people in the village, and you're 3 of them.
That's funny. Okay, so what about number 13? I do not have to worry about the daily hassles of being terrorized by the fear of gaining weight. In fact, many instances, bigger is better for my sex.
That's not true.
What is being fat or better for men?
There's no benefit in this at all. No.
I was about to say because it's been many a times when people say, "Oh, you getting weight, or you getting big, or you getting fat," and all that other stuff. I've been told that many a times. It's just like, or like some people say you probably look better if you like lose a couple pounds or some shit like that. I've been told that. It's like now that's up to me if I take it or not. But I've been told.
I think what this is trying to say is that like black women's bodies are like policed more because there's a European beauty standard, but at the same time, like, how do we benefit from that? Like, if I were to benefit from that, that woman could not work at all. Like, she could not work, she could not move. Like, that's how black men would kind of benefit from that. But just to say, oh well, you don't have to go through that. Well, I mean, but that doesn't benefit us at the same time.
Nope. I've seen personally in the black community, like men benefit from being sleek and athletic looking, like they play basketball or some shit,
or run track or something,
Yeah,
on crack.
That's all. No, run track.
Run track.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we continue, let me ask you fellas this. Do you think we police women on their bodies and all that other stuff? As a man, do you feel like that other men police women on their bodies?
To a certain extent, yes.
Yeah, like I know some people may do that, but like I don't think that's like an absolute.
So the reason why I say to a certain extent is because you have niggas that'll be like, oh man, what's it called? Oh, she too big. Like, I don't like them fat bitches and shit like that. But usually, when it's niggas, they'll say shit like, "Oh man, she got a fat ass, bro. Like, look at that shit, bro." Like shit like that. So it's kind of like a give and take type thing. It's like you have niggas that clown them, but at the same time, you also got niggas that like what they see type shit.
Mm-hmm. It's a preference, and they speak it. That's one point or another.
And they just loud with what they don't like, and they loud with what they do like as well. So it's like kind of wishy washy.
Because I've always looked at it like I don't think they're policing, but I feel like this is a suggestion. I feel like if you're with a spouse and she's gaining weight and all that other stuff, you can say, "Yeah, baby, you are obviously gaining weight a little bit," especially if the gaining weight might trigger something like depression or like that gaining weight make her feel lazy and all that other stuff. She may not feel better. So I said, well, ever since you was gaining weight and all that other stuff, maybe if you go exercise, you probably feel better. I was like, to me, that's not policing. That's more or less a suggestion. And I feel like half of the times we're not policing, we're just suggesting things. Even when it comes to like how women wear their clothes. If you don't think it looks good, you will probably tell them, baby, I don't think that looks good. Maybe if you put the other dress on, that'll probably fit you better or something like that.
Yeah, but you know how it is, Ray. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And 99% of the time, we say it wrong.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Like a lot of black men, they be crude when they say shit. Like black people, period, sometimes be crude when they say things to each other. Actually, that's like a black culture thing, being real, keeping it real and raw.
Fact. I like it real. I like it raw. Okay, number 14. My looks will not be the central standard by which my worth is valued by members of the opposite sex.
That's true. Kind of true. That's true. Like I say, like 70 to 60%.
The reason why I think that's false is because of colorism. Because
I can't hear you.
I'm saying the reason why I think that's cap is because of colorism. Because with black men, like a lot of black women, like how many times have you heard, "Oh, I want me a dark skin," or like shit like that? You know what I'm saying? So with like a dark skinned man who got like a full beard or whatever, he may be the standard to which black women be like, damn, he fine as shit. That's my, that's the one I want. But like if like Drake can get some too, but not as much as the dark skinned dude. And if you look like Ice JJ Fish, I'm sorry, but you're done.
yeah. Women do critique looks too.
You know what I'm saying?
Women critique looks too. They used to do it to me a lot, especially when I was in high school and shit.
Yeah, let's not even get into height.
Oh,
I swear, man, come on.
Heightism was bullshit. I always thought about that.
Man, that shit real. Women will slam you down off of that shit.
Yeah, I used to tell people all the time. Mike Tyson 5'10" was knocking niggas out with 6'4". What are you talking about?
They talking about work though. They talking about like in a work setting, I believe. So, taller men are more successful in the business world. That is a statistic. It's not a black related statistic. It is a general statistic that taller, handsomer men are actually more successful in the business world.
Yeah, I don't understand how does that work. How does that work?
I don't know.
A lot of black women.
People more open up to you. People open more up to you.
I guess they're trying to say if a guy's taller, he's supposed to be more manly and more intimidating, and which is stupid because which in my opinion is stupid because I ain't but 5'4". I've leveled tall niggas in fights. I don't give a fuck. But
I mean,
like I told people, Mike Tyson like 5'9", was knocking niggas out 6'4". So
did you bust stamps?
Okay, now sorry, I just noticed like I in my neighborhood there was a lot of black women there, and whenever they talk about guys they were into, they always wanted like dude to be at least taller than them by like 5 inches. If you were like if you were their height or shorter, like you got to get the step. And it was just I always thought that was like the weirdest thing. It's like ultimately, what's gonna be the real difference here? But I see what you mean. I'm 5'5", so I do
that. We're gonna get into sex and sexuality. Number 15. I can purchase pornography that typically shows men defile women by the common practice of the money shot. Someone has never watched gay porn. Because
like, man, come on now.
I just don't like the word defile because it's making it seem like the woman has no choice but to take it. She's getting paid for the scene, so it's like you know, I don't really like. Okay, it might be, yeah, it might be a benefit, but who's getting paid more, the man or the woman? Because if the man is getting paid more, then that's a
Like,
benefit.
female porn stars get paid way more than men. The only way
Yeah,
a man porn star will get paid even up to that level is if he's doing bi porn or gay porn, and that's the truth.
so yeah, that's not a benefit.
Clarence hit it right on the head. He hit it right on the head.
That's not a benefit.
Number
I wouldn't want to do that.
number 16. Number 16. I can believe that causing pain during sex is connected to a woman's pleasure without even ever asking her.
Now this one I do kind of agree with because
I agree.
you got niggas that be fucking going in like it's fucking NASCAR on women, and it's just like, bruh, what the fuck are you doing? Like I remember, I think it was K Michelle. K Michelle said she could not have sex with Ocho Cinco because he was too big and it'll hurt, and that nigga didn't really give a fuck.
He went balls to the walls, eh?
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, I agree with this.
I agree. I agree with this. Men, you should really know your woman's bodies. That's just point blank.
Man,
Men, you really know.
it's a lot who like that rough shit though. So
Also, but I also will say this. Hold on. I also will say this. Women, you gotta let them know what hurts or not. You gotta at least tell them that that shit hurt.
Yeah, that's why I said some people like the rough shit and some don't. So you just it's more of a matter of taste.
Yeah, but there's a difference. Yeah, but there's a difference between it being rough and it hurting. You know what I mean?
Some people enjoy when it hurts. They're called masochists.
Yeah, I was told that.
My thing is, you gotta let me know. That's my whole point.
Exactly.
Let me know. Number 17. I have the privilege of not wanting to be a virgin, but preferring that my wife or significant other be a virgin.
Nigga, that's that old school shit. Who the fuck does that anymore?
Right.
Hardcore conservatives or Christians, I guess, but I mean, a little bit running too.
But even if you bring that up, is that really a black men thing? Like
that's men. That's always been like a general like that's not a black thing.
Well,
that's not a strictly black thing.
Yeah,
I'll put it like this.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, I'll put it like this. I feel like it was a old school mentality that kind of just withered away. I think that's what it was.
I kind of agree with that because I don't know if any people don't really care if there's a virgin or not. I guess it's a plus, but
that's been fucking and
I know there was one girl
moving.
she sold her virginity for like $1 million or some shit like that. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think these days it's more so how many, like your body count, than it is that you have to control. I think people
right. That's what I was saying. If you're not a virgin, it is what it is. Now you can't expect me to want a wife and you've been fucking and sucking everything moving.
Right.
I think what it's trying to say is that like the same energy should be kept in. If you won't do it for her, she shouldn't be able to do it for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, in that case, then they should set and stick to their own standards. They should be on some type of code or be like put in like women's head that we won't accept these certain things from men, just like men have done. Where generally or whatever case by case, they won't accept certain things from women.
I agree.
Like we don't like when women say we don't mind if you're fat. Well, I said, well, that's you, but I care. So yeah. That's you. That's all you like.
Now,
me.
There were some weird dudes that I know that like they had this thing about being the first for a girl, and I was like, that was you. But like, I never like talking to those type of people. Like, yo, man, I gotta be with someone like who has done it before. Then it's gonna be me, and I get to mold them whoever the heck I want them to be. Mm-hmm. And I've never talked to them again because that was just the weirdest crap I ever heard.
Yeah, that sounds very predatory. Not gonna lie, this is very predatory.
That sounds weird as fuck.
Like you be meeting some weird people sometimes. And
Number 18. When it comes to sex, if I say no, chances are that it will not be mistaken for yes.
What?
When it comes to
Okay,
sex,
hold up,
if
hold up,
I
hold up.
say no, go ahead.
Okay, I have to say something about that because it's been many a time where it's women who've been forceful about wanting some dick.
Mhm.
I've been on the receiving end of that where it's bitches who literally like just don't want to take no for an answer. Also, did I share in a little group chat or whatever a story that Keith Lee shared on Twitter
Yeah,
about a
Yeah,
bitch that
I read
drugged
that.
him?
yeah, we read
Yeah, I
that.
read that.
Okay, I rest my case then. Um,
So yeah,
We're talking about the statistics, man. The statistics.
so like I feel what you're saying, Dion, but in this particular case, I kinda have to agree because there's a lot of niggas that coerce women into sex. Like
Mhm.
husbands are notorious for doing that shit. Married couple,
Yeah.
bro, they be doing that. Yo, husbands be doing that shit all
Husbands.
the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Like, you
So
got a wife and
eh,
she wants sex.
I'm
You
gonna
gotta
say,
try. You gotta try to do something though. You can't, or you could just cheat on them. That
but
was a
you
mistake.
know what? You know what, Father? Actually, matter of
Can't
fact, you know
blame
what?
brother for
You're
trying.
absolutely right. Is and look this up because I believe there are some places where like legally you can like a man can legally like rape his wife, like just straight up snatch her up and take the pussy
yes,
Yep. That's it.
just because it's his wife.
yeah. So
Yep.
I would say that's a benefit in that regard that you said, but it does
Yeah.
go both ways.
Okay, number 19. If I am raped, no one will assume that I should have known better or suggest that my being raped had to be something to do with how I was dressed.
That's not a black thing.
Yeah,
No,
that
it's
was
not black, but they dealing with black men though. So like most black women deal with black men, so that's something that they see. As far as they do, like it's like black people are race obsessed. So even if it's not like a race issue, they'll see it as a race issue, even though it's not. That's like a general issue worldwide.
hmm
Yeah,
So
but the problem I have with this one is it starts off with if I am raped. If it starts off with that, there is no benefit to be had.
Right.
like you were just raped. Like, what
Yeah.
did you get out of that?
What what
well,
what benefit did I get from getting raped? I can't say a certain thing that women can say. What?
but I guess hypothetically speaking, that the people will seek out justice for you more often, or just not judge you to a certain degree. I guess
I mean, but like at the same time, it's more stigmatized for a man to be raped than a woman.
because a man's not going to be raped by a woman, but
Yeah,
most of sometimes it happens sometimes, but
it happens, but like most of the cases that I know of like men getting raped, like they were boys, they were little boys, and they were molested by like aunties and like
yeah,
teachers and shit.
right.
So it's like, is that like I can kind of see where they're saying it's a benefit, but you were still
Mm.
raped at the end of the day.
I don't think that
Right.
women see. I don't think that I don't think that men see sex the same way that women do. Like even like that, even
In most cases, we don't.
I bet you that even that boy at the Smash tournament, I bet you at the time he was happy about what was going on, or at least was like, in his head he was like, this is kind of cool. But if it was a woman, it kind of depends, but more than likely not.
See, see, we men tend to view sex as like, especially when you get that first one, you lose your virginity and shit. That's supposed to be like rite of passage. That's supposed to be you becoming a man. Whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. See, I can't even really
Especially if you're
pinpoint
attractive.
like what it is what it is for women or whatever. I mean, I guess the whole thing of I guess achieving womanhood comes into play on one hand, but see, guys tend to want to kind of do it just to be able to say, okay, yeah, they got some pussy, whatever. For
And
girls, it's
bracket,
about, oh, I guess, oh, find the Mr. Right and all this other stuff. And in that regard, yeah, most in most cases, men and women look at sex in completely different ways. You
Yeah.
know, mind you, yeah, it's guys who think like that. Okay, no, it's got to be a special woman before I just before I get in bed with her, whatever. And it's women who take it from the approach of you know how men are, you know what I'm saying, or boys, I should say, just for the sake of doing it. Is females like that.
Okay. On that note, we're gonna go into popular culture. Number
Oh boy.
27. I come from a tradition of humor that is based largely on insulting and disrespecting women, especially mothers.
Ah, shit. I felt like that was a snipe.
Yeah, that's true. But like when I was a little boy, I used to kind of resent this myself, actually. But when I was a little boy, I used to go on these talk shows and just listen to pretty much black women dogging black men on TV shows. So I get where they're coming from, but that's the counterpoint. Like the opposite sex, especially in the black community, since we're so such a troubled community, it happens both ends. But I think it happens like if you come out comedy in particular, it happens more on the men's side in comedy, I guess. Like they make women jokes. Like I don't hear a lot of female comedians, as far as black female comedians, make a lot of jokes at black men's or men's expense. Not really.
Oh man, most of your female comedy, real talk, is man bashing. When we're not even gonna stuck with that.
I mean, but the thing could be said about a
Female
lot
in
of
general,
dudes in
man.
their comedy.
What's up?
The same thing can be said with a lot of dudes in their comedy.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's
Yeah, but
kind of
it's
like the
not. Oh,
situation.
yeah, but it's not every male comedian though. It's not every male comedian that says that has negative shit to say about women. When it
And
comes
But
to
it doesn't.
when it comes to females in comedy, there's always gonna be at least one joke, bare minimum one joke where she's bashing men. Bare minimum one.
yeah,
Yeah, but I still kind of disagree with that because even if it's not all the male, if it's, even if it's not all the male ones, all the real popular ones got something to say about it, guaranteed.
yeah. It's not necessarily about black women per se. Like I see most male comedians when it's about black women in particular, they like say something positive because they know their
Hold
audience.
up.
But they do make jokes about women in general though. Like black comedians don't just talk about black women, they talk about women do this, women do that. You can't stop a woman from shopping, He didn't say you can't stop a black woman from shopping, he said you can't stop a woman from shopping. So it's not race particular. It's not a race specific issue, but with that particular one. But go ahead.
Number 28. I have the privilege of not having black women dress up and play funny characters, often overweight, that are supposed to look like me for the entire nation to laugh. That's
That
been
is
real.
true.
That's been real popular with the Vines and the TikToks and all that other shit. It's like I can see this.
Uh, I gotta give that one too, just because guys, especially like amongst like black comedians dressing up as women to like portray certain parts, certain roles or whatever. Yeah, that's been the thing for fucking ever.
Yeah, that. Yeah,
Or
Men
do
don't like
or do
that.
I?
But my whole thing is a lot of men don't like that because we
I
look at
don't
it
either,
as
but yeah.
emasculating. A lot of us look at it as emasculating. So I don't know how this is a privilege.
Well, the
I got some nuance.
the
But go
insecure
ahead.
ones think the insecure ones think of it like that. That's why I'm like that's why I'm like I I'm not shit. I hurt my damn foot.
Okay,
Ah,
all right. For
Wait, I got
the way, all right, I
okay.
see that.
wait a minute. I
All
got some
right. Let
Yeah,
nuance
go
me.
ahead.
because it's like yeah, this thing happens. This white people giving black people those roles. Yeah, black men do benefit from having better roles in Hollywood than black women do because they definitely do. you'll more likely to see a black sci-fi character or action hero than you would see that black one. But these are things given from white people, white directors, white whatever position in Hollywood. This isn't something particularly that, even though black men do benefit from it, this isn't something that black men are doing.
I was going to say that, like, even in the Shakespeare days, like, women never really played a role in it. Men played the role of the women. So a lot of people look at this like Ari Spears said, this is basically comedy 101. It's like men in drag. Like, even in Japan, like, some of the female roles they had to play in one of the shows were men, and it's one of those things where it was just like it didn't took to like later on when they finally had women playing in the roles. But even then, like, let's say Tyler Perry, the only reason Tyler Perry did Medea because he was broke and like he like was trying to cut corners and shit. So like he was trying to get off, but now like Medea is a popular character. There's been plenty of times he's tried to retire that character, but yeah, people kind of know him as know him as Medea. I mean, you got your Eddie Murphys and your Martin Lawrence that did, Nutty Professor and the Big Mamas and the Rasputians and all this, but that's not all they're known for. Eddie Murphy's known for being a comedian and great actor, and so is like Martin Lawrence and them.
It's not the point. That's all they're known for. The point
also,
is
Robin Williams did this with Doubtfire, and like people don't.
Yeah, but white people don't do as much. Don't get stuck in those roles as much. But anyway, it's like that one. I'll give it to them, but it's not like it's something that black men are doing, because I'm pretty sure most of them probably would prefer not to do that role, just based off of their own masculinity alone, not necessarily because they consider what we're going on with black women, just based off of themselves.
Okay, number 29. When I go to the movies, I know that most of the leads in black films are men. I also know that all the action heroes in black film are men. They're
all the ones,
in my opinion, they're for men and for boys. It's like that's why they call them action movies and all that stuff. Like most of the movies portrayed to women are called chick flicks. So they're supposed to portray to chicks. At least that's what I know now. Like, since it's like superhero movies are pop culture, but before then, they was more or less directed towards boys.
And back then, there wasn't that many black male action heroes anyway. I can only name like a handful back.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley, like it was like Blade.
So Pam Grier don't exist?
I was just about to mention her too.
What'd you say, Dion?
I said, so Pam Grier don't exist?
That's just one though. They talking about generally. They talking about like the numbers, the statistics.
I just think 29 is like a bigger problem than like just a black male privilege thing.
I will.
But I think but like I said, I think action movies were portrayed towards men. Like it was for men. It was made for men. Like what was it? The Untouchables. That's a man movie. It was like he had all your favorite action movie stars growing up. It was for men. That's all that was. It's just a macho. That's just macho men movie shit. That's what it's made for.
Yeah. So then this is a benefit, but not to degrade black women. Then.
Yeah, that's how I see it. Yeah, it's a benefit, but it doesn't degrade y'all. And even in some of the female superhero movies we like, it's like people like them. It's just like I know it's not black, but Resident Evil, a lot of people love the Resident Evil series, the movies. I mean,
yeah, they do like the movies, but
I don't know why they do, but they do. But, yeah,
I ain't never seen no Charlotte in that movie though.
But I mean, people like Valkyrie from the Thor movies. She grew up in popularity from that.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I personally will give this one to them because there's not a lot of black women. Black men do have superior roles to black women in Hollywood. Like there's black films that got a lot of black women in it. But nobody really watching those other than black people, and I guess what they really want is the spotlight. Because I'll be sitting like when I go visit family members, they be watching a whole lot of black movies. Got a whole bunch of black women, and they're not concerned about that. They're concerned about the popular mainstream movies that the blockbusters. That's what their concern is.
Okay, I agree with you, but at the same time, I feel like we tried putting black women in there, like Taraji P. Henson and Proud Mary. No one went to go see that. And I feel like if black women really wanted a female superhero they could have looked at, Proud Mary was a really good movie to look at. They could have done that.
There was Colombiana
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, Colombiana, that flopped. They could have went to that, and that was promoted.
Colombiana was dope
promoted.
too.
And
Colombiana was a dope movie
Charlie's
too.
Angels is another one. They had a black woman in that one. That was, and
Wait,
then like even the people.
stop. You talking about the new Charlie's Angels?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
was
I had
a black woman in
I
that.
had no interest. I had no interest in that just because they had that emotionless robot from Twilight in that movie. She ruined that. Her very presence ruined that movie for me, and I didn't bother to watch it.
Why?
Sorry.
Just because of her?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I can bypass her about any fucking movie.
Just because she was there, I was just like, no.
You watch it with me, you want me to watch it.
Yeah, but it wasn't Twilight.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Even if you was drunk and watching with me, we gonna watch it.
I have no interest in seeing that movie. No.
I will force you to watch it.
You ain't. This is my woman talking shit in the background. You ain't forced. I mean, you watch the damn thing.
I'm here.
You forgot what I can do. You forgot who the fuck I am.
Do you know who the fuck I am?
But honestly, Ray, it just kind of goes to show though, like,
But yeah, continue.
Movies
I heard-
made with black women and actors. You gotta
Yeah,
support
like, I'm gonna call a quiz right there on
do it.
shit.
But still to this money.
Okay, 30, 31, and 32 has to deal with hip hop, and they all really say the same thing. So I'm gonna just read 31. I can easily imagine that most of the women that appear in hip hop videos are solely there to please men. No shit. Rap is a male fantasy, especially
Right.
male rap. It's a fucking male fantasy. What do you expect?
And
They like money, they like cars, and they like women. Half naked
And-
women. No shit.
Yeah. No shit, Sherlock.
So with that said, there's no point in even touching on that.
Because there's another one. Is like, if we go to number 34, I can hear and use language, and bitches and hoes that demean women with virtually no opposition from men.
I agree with that one too. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Yeah, but I don't call all women bitches. But you don't call all women bitches.
Not you.
No. Like even so, I think even like the most lowbrow type of nigga know the difference between a woman and a bitch.
Right.
Because even then, they say I'm not. When they say, well, "Who you calling bitch?" It's like I'm not talking to you, talking to that bitch. Like,
I think it's just
Oh,
that.
take that one them for
I
their
think
money.
that's the issue, though. I think that the
Is it
tension is the issue.
like okay, I know this is like really reaching, and y'all can say this is reaching. What black man you know called Michelle Obama a bitch?
Or like
Ray,
maybe
we
some
talk-
Republicans.
Or Felicia Rashad? Like what black? Like I've never heard someone call like Claire Huxtable a bitch.
Nope. She don't fit the description.
Yeah, but I think we know the difference between a woman and a bitch. I think it's just that, and I've said this, and this is one of my theories. I feel like women like to put themselves in shit they know that they're not in, but they try to put themselves in people's shoes like that. Whereas men, if you call a dude a fuck nigga or a fuck boy, we go, yeah, he probably is a fuck boy. We're not gonna empathize with him. Maybe he's just not. If that dude's a fuck boy, you know he a fuck boy. I mean, that's just me. Y'all ain't gotta agree on that.
Well, what you're saying makes sense. What you're saying makes sense.
Like I'm getting that.
Yeah. But in rap, there is a thing where they like constantly like portray those type of women. But But rap is based off of hood culture for real, so you can't really expect them to be
Yeah, but even then
particularly.
they explain what
Yeah.
a bitch is and shit. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That's the definition right there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
uh, um.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Number 38. I have the privilege of popularizing or consuming the idea of a thug, which is based on the violence and victimization of other with virtually no opposition from other men.
That's not a privilege.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I was about to say,
yeah,
where's the privilege in that?
Well, mm,
like,
That's not a
there's
privilege because
there's
you're
some
pretty much
privileges
glorifying your
within
own
that community.
self-destruction.
Yeah, there's like short-term privileges in the community though. Like for example, will get more attention from the hood rats, from the bitches in that community if you act in those certain type of ways. If you act and carry yourself like a thug, it's a short-term benefit, but still a benefit.
I mean,
Um,
yeah, but
shit.
still, but still, like I don't think because a certain image that demeans you is popular means you benefit from it.
It's not. It's not. It's not. It is. In the end game, it's not a benefit, but there is praise for it amongst. I guess yeah.
Okay,
Um,
whoever wrote this had a lot of fucking time on their hands. We're gonna get to a couple more, then I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna go to our final thoughts. Number 39. This one is attitudes and ideology. I, I, ideology. Excuse me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Number 39. I have the privilege to define black women as having an attitude without referencing the range of attitudes that black women have.
This one is another snipe. We got sniped on
another
this.
snipe. That's another snipe.
God damn. Yeah, I have to agree.
I don't have a problem with the attitude. I'm gonna just say that.
Explain what they
So
mean by range of attitude. So explain what they mean by
they
range of
they
attitude.
they're trying to take a shot at the whole angry black woman trope, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, not even just angry black woman, but like a black woman who's just emotional about something. Or like, cause she could be mad at you when she have an attitude. She could be real sad about something, she'll have an attitude. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like that kind of like real emotional vibe that she has, whether she's sad or mad or feeling
Mm.
frustrated and shit. And then we call it, and then like we belittle it by calling it an attitude. I think that's what it's
I
saying.
think she shit, nigga.
Hmm.
All I see is colors, motherfucker. All I see is goddamn colors.
Mm.
Okay.
You see goddamn really, nigga? It's not even fucking shiny. What do you mean so?
Are we
All right,
really
next
doing
one.
this right now?
Okay, hold on. Let me go to diaspora or global. I have the privilege of being part of a sex where the mutilation and disfigurement of a girl's genitalia is used to deny her sexual sensations or to protect her virginity from males.
Where is this? Where are they
Oh
talking
no,
about? They
no.
talking about
It's
American
in
blacks.
so in parts
Okay.
of Africa, they actually mutilate like girls and like women's like private parts.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
I know that, but like we talking about American blacks, ain't we?
no.
No.
This was diaspora and global. This is more or less a global thing.
Oh, global. Okay.
Yeah, that one is I mean, yeah, that one's like a privilege, but that's like super, super, super specific. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Basically,
Like not every that's why it's placed under diaspora slash global because only a certain tribe or like certain types
I'm
of
trying to
people
put
do
my
that.
damn on.
And
Right.
they're like way you know what I'm saying? They're like way removed from like civilization and shit. So like they're
Right.
still doing their traditional shit.
Yeah, like that's not gonna be a common thing you're gonna see happen from time to time,
Yeah.
Like
Well, every woman I've played with had their clits, so
we don't need all these outliers in this list.
right.
I feel like that is
Okay.
a
All right. Let's go to relationships. Number 77. I have a privilege of marrying outside of the race at a much higher rate than black women marry.
okay. I feel like
That's
that's
the
a
thing.
goddamn lie.
What?
That is statistically true though.
It's
That's
the no, I
statistically
mean, but
true.
it's
Okay,
statistically true, but at the same time, there's also a statistic that says black men usually marry black women.
Yeah, they say like 80 something percent of black men marry and date black women. Yeah.
Like the
well,
most of the majority of the time. I feel like the black men that do marry outside of their race only do so because they're at a higher tax bracket, or like they're making the money where they can afford to meet new people and not just
Hmm.
people within their like own circle. Because the
Right.
higher
That's a
up you
bad
go in
idea.
like the corporate ladder, the less likely you're gonna find like another sister.
I don't make a mini version though.
and then
Right.
what you're saying is a statistical thing. I know
Oh,
I know a dude who's I know a couple of cats. Either dating or married to a white woman. They just as broke as my ass. So
it is true.
I mean,
Is she pretty? Or she just white?
yeah,
all
Oh, she
right.
is
she's
pretty.
actually cute.
I mean,
Okay.
so
My
this is all I'm gonna say. It's like we don't like. I don't really mind if like somebody marries a white woman or a white man or whatever. But let's be honest here. Let's be completely honest. Black people, as a collective, as a whole, we do not like swirling. We don't like it. We'll tolerate
As a
it. We'll
collective,
say
yeah.
hi to your white wife or your white husband. We don't like it. Deep down in our heart,
As a collective, nah.
No, no, we don't.
Generally, no.
Number
I
80.
must be strange
Chances.
because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
What? You are.
Yeah. All right. Number 80. Chances are I will be defined
I'm not
as a
supposed
good.
to agree with that.
Chances
That's how
are
you'll
I
be
will
what?
be defined. Hold on. Chances are I will be defined as a good man by
Ain't that no
things I
necessary?
do not do as much as what I do. If I don't beat, cheat, or lie, then I am considered a good man. In comparison, women are rarely defined as good women based on what they do not do.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not
That's
completely true. It's partially
You
true
know
though.
what's
that
funny?
one. That one I feel is a bit of a snipe.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you
no.
I
are.
Cause
no okay.
what's funny is because I've asked women like, who would you consider is a good man, and a lot of them couldn't really give me an answer other than their dad. It's like, and why are they a good man? A lot of them really couldn't give me an answer. So
So all right. So
they give
this
me what
one.
they give you what is a good man, but not really who is a good man. Go ahead, Father.
So this one is not a benefit because it plays into the stereotypes of the black man that has been kind of like uh engineered in America. Like, oh, black men are we're not put together, we're all thugs. So when we get married and shit like that, we're beating our wives and shit. Like those real early 70s movies and shit like that. Like, no, I'll give
Mhm.
you a perfect example. And I know this is like a biography, but what's it called? You remember that Jackson autobiography they did, the one with Angela Bassett?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Joseph.
yeah, Joe Jackson in that movie, he portrays a lot of like negative stereotypes. He's a dad, he's abusive to his kids, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. But at the same time, he's super hardworking, he's super ambitious. So because he has so much ambition, he abuses his kids in order to elevate themselves to get out of the place of where they were and shit. And I feel
Hmm.
like with that stereotype, that kind of rooted itself into a lot of the stereotypes that we see in a lot of those movies today. I know Tyler
What?
Perry is a huge fucking perpetuator of that because you like most of his movies, you see it be a dark skinned man beating the shit out of his wife
Don't
and
forget,
shit.
dude,
Yeah.
he has to be a
So
dark skinned
Yeah,
bald
no,
dude.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, bruh, like
yeah,
I
no, light
think
skinned ass superhero ass nigga.
yeah, so it's like it plays into a whole bunch of stereotypes, and like, I feel like that's what they're framing it as. That's why I don't really see it as a benefit because if I'm just a good man, I'm just a good man. You don't have to tell me, or it's not what I do or don't do. If I'm just good, I'm just gonna be that. I don't have to like say, oh, I don't do this, so I'm a good man. Like what?
All
And
right.
and being and if I may throw this out there, just real talk, it's a lot of broads who really don't know what a good man is to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because the same ones that give
All
this
right. This
argument
go.
can't find a good man to say that. But the same women who give that argument, like, "Oh, you're not a good man just because you don't do bad things." A lot of them can't find. They can't find good men to say that. Like the women who don't really be sitting around at the round table complain about that, they find good men.
Okay, this is gonna be the last one I read. I can be courteous to a person of the opposite sex that I do not know and say hello or hi and not fear that it will be taken as a come on or fear of being stalked because of it.
Oh,
This
get the
is
fuck
true.
out of here.
No, that's true.
That's
Yeah,
true.
That girl in Illinois that died, yeah, you kind of like got to eat that one.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's true.
yeah, that's something.
The
Yeah.
girl in Illinois that died because we gotta eat that.
Happens all the time.
I'm just,
You
we're
talking about Ruth George?
yeah, Ruth George. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's one.
No, that's not just one nigga.
But
That's
that
not
happens.
just one. That's not just one.
No,
Yeah.
this is actually a thing. Now, sisters be getting killed
That
for
happens
saying
to that happens to women everywhere.
yeah.
Everywhere.
Nah, that's
Everywhere.
actually a problem.
Anywhere.
Nah, that's a benefit. That's definitely a benefit.
All right. And okay, that's like I said, that was the last one. And if anybody wants to read all 94 black male privileges, because this checklist, I will leave it in the description box and the comment section. So for now, we're going to end this with the final thoughts, and I'm starting with Brad.
Oh, okay.
It
This
could
black.
be anything. It could be anything.
Well, honestly, the more important thing about this black male privilege checklist, I guess I learned about some things that people think about that I clearly never thought about. But I do think a lot of this is a lot broader problems than what they make it out to be. But I I never like putting everything in like in a box. Like everything is specifically all just this. I think a lot of us, especially people in this chat, kind of go against a lot of this crap, you know. And I'm just ready for 2020 to be done. That's all. I'm just ready for better stuff that can be coming up.
That's it.
That's it for me.
All right, Dion. Dion's on you.
All right. So something else I brought up in the group chat earlier this morning. I was reading about how this attorney general in Kentucky is hesitant to bring these cops that shot Breonna Taylor up on charges. And to that man, I just want to say, what the fuck is wrong with you? All the evidence is there. Is just why are you not handling this, bro? I gotta know.
Is that it? Is that it, Dion?
Them niggas is still loose. Charge, arrest, and incarcerate these motherfuckers.
All right. All right. Shining Wolf, it's on you.
I'm thinking about the what is a good man. Like
I like that idea.
I think the definition of a good man, or at least a good one, is man that doesn't do all those things that they said, like the little bad things that some men do, and providing, protecting, and what's the other one? Provide, protect, and something else.
I know what you're thinking. It's like I can't remember, but I know provided. I hear provide and protect a lot though. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Hell no.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. All right,
Yep.
Father.
I hate gamers. I hope every single one of you fucking get destroyed. Fuck y'all.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Are you sure that was enough? Is there any more from that?
Yeah, man, just fuck gamers. Shit. I'm a gamer, but fuck gamers.
I can agree with that to an extent. I can actually agree with that because gamers are more of a detriment than I'm not even talking about the sexual allegations. I'm talking about like the game industry. Like we keep on getting these microtransactions because gamers keep on buying that shit, and a lot of other detrimental or like sucky shit things about the gaming industry right now is there because gamers accept it. So yeah, the gamers can like kind of fuck off.
Eh,
This is bullshit.
the toxic ones anyway.
None of him go to school.
Like I'm mad that they support a lot of these practices. They keep on supporting these practices that's like shitty because they continue
Exactly.
because of the people who are purchasing them, which is masses, which is why they keep on continuing to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I hate all of that. I'm not gonna lie. I hate microtransactions. I hope that dies really soon. Speaking
Mhm.
of,
Good luck.
speaking of,
As long as people make money off of it,
I
it's
don't
gonna
think
go
I'm
nowhere.
buying NBA 2. Yeah. Speaking of, I don't think I'm buying NBA 2K21 if that shit is like 80 fucking bucks or some shit
Mm-hmm.
like that, or $70. I don't know. That game has been a letdown for like past couple of years, so I don't know if I'm thinking about buying that or no. I don't want to. And as far as all this go, I just want y'all to know we sat down. We ain't go through all 94, but we went through majority of them. We sat down. We assessed it. We gave our opinions on it. Don't think of this as being misogynist because we really try to find a common ground on everything. I hope, like, during this whole thing, we can find a common ground on a lot of things because, yes, for what today has taught me, a lot of things needs cleansing and a lot of things need starting over and a lot of things need rebooting. Like I said, we need a fucking reset button. So that's all I have to say. I would like to thank the panel for coming in today. I would like to thank y'all for listening to hear us talk our shit again. This is You Know What? Let me just say podcast, and we're signing out. Peace.
Yeah.
I played the devil's advocate. Yay!